Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mackie and I hope you're all having a great day today. Today I am joined by Sam once again. My haunted doll that we have discovered is a man and he might be transgender. We're going to be going more into detail with that. If you saw my last video, you would have seen that a medium actually reached out to my friend Kelsey about her doll Lola, and while they were talking, we started to ask some questions about Sam and started getting some crazy answers. So a lot more stuff happened since the last time I talked about this, so I'm going to be going over what else the medium had to say, as well as stuff the medium happened to discover about my friend who had passed away, which is absolutely crazy. It's really exciting, so I'm just excited to tell you guys about it because I've talked about my friend multiple times before and how he hangs out in my house, so it's just crazy. You'll see. And before we begin, I just want to let everyone know I'm coming out with new merch very soon, so stay on the lookout for that. But it's your last chance to go and get the spooky merch from last month. So this is the ghost design, the skull design. It's all gonna be gone by the 20th. So if you haven't got it yet, make sure you go do that now, and also wait for the new merch because it's gonna be super cool. But other than that, let's just get straight into the video. Okay, so getting straight into Sam. And also, I just want to say before I start, I'm not trying to offend anyone who's part of the LGBTQ community or specifically transgender when I'm talking about this stuff. I'm not trying to like make a joke out of it or anything. I'm genuinely curious whether or not the spirit that's attached to this doll is transgender. So a lot of people might be like, that sounds absolutely stupid that a doll would be transgender, but you gotta remember, it's not the doll. This is a full-on spirit who attached itself to this doll. So this is someone who was living in the past and may have struggled with this. If you think about the time span where they were alive, things were very different. So they very well could have struggled with this their entire life, and now that they crossed over into the afterlife, they're beginning to realize it's okay for them to be who they want. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense to me that, yeah, this person was alive before, so why couldn't they be transgender on the other side? So when I first got Sam, I was told in a letter that was sent with the doll that his name was Samantha, and that's basically all I got from it. His name was Samantha, she was a girl, blah, blah, blah. So for the first couple months, I called it Samantha, she, her, all of that. Until my friend Amanda came over for the first time. I was like, that doll, the spirit's not a woman, that is a man. I was like, okay, that's a little shocking, just considering looking at this doll, you would not think a male would be attached to this. So I was like, okay, very interesting. Then I'd get some mixed messages while doing the necrophonic app. He'd say, I'm a girl in theory, the doll, I'm a boy, and it was just very confusing in general, to be honest, because I get very mixed answers. So at that point I was kind of like, okay, maybe he's gay or transgender or something like that, and that's why he's so confused or seems so confused. So I kind of had that in the back of my head. And then when this new medium reached out to Kelsey and was like, no, that she didn't know anything about me, by the way. She watched Kelsey's videos. I don't think she even knew I existed, to be honest, so she didn't know anything we had gone through with this doll. But we sent her a picture and she basically said the spirit attached to that looks nothing like that doll, and she's like, it's a man, this is what he looks like. At this point we have the doll with the man attached to it, and then we all start to wonder, okay, is he transgender? And so we start asking her, and then I'll kind of catch you guys up from here. So if you didn't see my last video, this might be a little bit confusing because I'm going to pick up where I left off. So I recommend you go watch that video first so you know the beginning of this conversation. To give you guys a brief description of what she says he looks like, he's around my age. He is 6'3" with broad shoulders, skinny. He has super dark hair with olive skin. She thinks he's either Italian or Spanish. So just to give you that image in your head. And then I asked her what Sam's favorite way of communicating with me is, because I'm not sure if it's the necrophonic app or the pendulum or having him knock on walls. And she said basically Sam's not much of a talker, more of a yes and no kind of guy, so communication that can be answered with yes or no is great. And she recommended you doing a pendulum or basically a Ouija board, but I'm not very comfortable with Ouija boards, so I'll probably stick more to the pendulum with that one. So I said to her, yeah, I pretty much agree with that. He doesn't really talk much. You guys have heard if I do the necrophonic app, it's usually one-word answers. And most of the time, if you haven't noticed, he really starts coming through when I'm out and about somewhere doing something, and you can hear him start to say, leave, leave now, go home, and all this stuff trying to get me to leave. So I asked her about that, and like, is that him trying to protect me or what's going on there? And she said, I see him like this big bear that's like, I'm protecting her, leave, and that's that. So he basically wards off bad spirits and protects me and tells me when to leave. And she said he's like your typical old-fashioned gentleman. And then this is where I came right out and asked her, is there a way you can ask Sam if he identifies as a woman or a man, and if he likes being called Sam? Because I was still confused at this point, literally no idea. And she said, I definitely don't feel feminine energy, but it's like he's confused about his identity. I feel like he's experienced rejection before. I'd like to say he, but I can't stop referring to Sam as they. It's like they haven't worked out what they are, like having a full-on identity crisis in the afterlife. But they like being called Sam and try to make that known to you. They're saying like they've corrected you and have let you know that they're Sam or something. Very cryptic. And that's true. I mean, if I accidentally call the doll Samantha, it's like this gut feeling that's like, oh, Sam, like, sorry, Sam. And so I think that's him correcting me. And then also on the necrophonic app, if we've said Samantha, he said Sam. And especially with Amanda, when we were at the Hotel Del Coronado, we kept saying Samantha accidentally. And she's like, no, 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 like Sam. It's Sam. And so she was very adamant on that. So ever since then, he's Sam. So that was everything with Sam, basically. Okay, so then the next day, I couldn't stop thinking about this because I had to know. So I reached out to her again and I basically said, hey, are you able to see like anyone else around me, like any other spirits? And she said she sees 2 other spirits, a total of 3, including Sam, that are watching over me. And so I was like, okay, that's weird. I think I know who one of them is, because I thought one of them would be my friend who passed away, because I've been told he's my guardian angel and like looks out for me and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I think I know who one of them is, but I have no idea about the other one. And she started telling me about the one that I didn't know about. And basically it was someone that saw me out and about somewhere and saw that I had another spirit attached with me, like whether it was my friend or Sam. So they saw that there was a spirit with me already and they decided to just join the pack basically and come home with us. And the way she described it is picturing a big scary bouncer at a bar that's standing there with his arms crossed, and I'm sure you guys can picture it just as well as I can. And apparently he didn't like the medium, so if she'd ask him a question he'd scoff at her. But she was saying that he's basically on a power trip. He followed us home because he saw the other spirits and basically wanted to be the leader of the pack and tell them what to do. And this is all crazy. It's like drama in the spirit world, because apparently he came back with us and Sam and the other spirit of my house basically shunned him and won't talk to him, and there's just all this beef between them. I can't believe this is actually like a thing. It sounds insane. Okay, and then she said there's a power struggle going on between him and Sam because you listen and care for Sam. This guy's being shunned by the other 2. I think that's why he scoffed at me. They've got major beef. Okay, so moving on. Okay, can you tell me about the other spirit? Because she was saying he's more shy. He was basically standing in the corner. And so in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know who this is. I know who this is. She said, okay, so the other spirit seems to be younger than Sam, or his personality is at least really immature. And that's when I'm like, okay, I know exactly who this is. she said, I see Sam to be at least in his early 20s, even though he won't tell me, he's so secretive. And then I asked, at this point I still haven't told her anything about my friend or anything like that. I'm kind of playing dumb. So I said, did he follow me home from somewhere too? And she said, I don't think he followed you. I feel like he's just attached to you, and not that recent either. I'm finding really hard to place an age because they're such a free and loose kind of spirit, like a major joker. And that's when I said, I think I know who it is. Can you see what he looks like at all? And then she said, do you hear creaks and taps and knocking? Like he always plays jokes on you that way, like to make you flinch. He thinks it's hilarious. And if you guys watched my video about when Kelsey spent the night and we were basically investigating inside my house, and I basically said all this exact same stuff. How my friend who passed away is always in my house. He makes creaks, taps, knocks all the time because he thinks it's funny to scare us, and he just jokes around with us. I even said in the video, oh, he's probably laughing at us so hard right now, because that's the type of person he was. And I also said that every single night when I'm out there and I ask him to make a noise, he does it right away. So when she said that, I'm like, okay, this girl is so legit. Like, how would she know that exact same thing? And I said every single night, ha ha ha, but I know that's the reason he does it. I always say, oh, he's laughing at me. And she said, OMG, yes, it's so nostalgic to him. And then I said, if I send you a picture of someone, are you able to tell me if it's him or not? Because at this point, I felt like I had enough evidence that it would be this person that I could send her a picture to get even more information. So I don't know about you guys, but I've never heard a medium or anyone describe a spirit as a major joker and purposely knocking on things to scare someone. And then she said, before she even got the picture, she said, seeing you laugh brings back memories and he loves it. So then I sent the picture of us, and she said, holy shit, definitely the same energy. Let me call him out by name and see if he'll come out of the corner. And I said, okay, he goes by this nickname as well. And she said, okay, so the facial features are almost uncanny, but he's aged. Like, I'd place him in his early 20s at least. So the thing is, he passed away when he had just turned 20 and he would have just turned 22. So that matched up. He's got facial hair that's a little darker than his hair. Kind of looks like a day or two after a guy would shave sort of length. He's wearing khaki or like chino shorts and a white linen button down, short rolled sleeves, top 3 buttons undone. I got the biggest smile when I said the nickname instead of his full name. And you guys have no idea, that outfit that she described is the most like on spot, like typical outfit that he would wear, like down to the T. Like the khaki shorts, it was just sent me. This button down with 3 buttons unbuttoned, the rolled sleeves, it was just the most stereotypical outfit for him in the world. And the thing is, he didn't have any pictures on his Instagram of him ever wearing that outfit. I didn't have any pictures of him ever wearing that outfit. No one would know this unless you were friends with him. And then she said, did you guys get mistaken for siblings sometimes? Which we did constantly. People literally thought we were twins, like actually thought we were twins, which is super messed up because we dated and then, yeah. Did you guys ever get mistaken for siblings? Because he just cracked the whole, we look like siblings, ew. And that's like something he'd always say. So at this point, I'm like, there's no doubt in my mind that she's talking to him right now, like not a single doubt. Okay, so I'm just gonna like skim through the rest because the other is just like her talking about his personality basically. She said he loves to scare you, he like gets the biggest thrill out of it. He legit says he tries to catch you off guard and make you jump because it makes him laugh like a child. You little assholes, and he just laughs, and I'm telling you, that's him. The part that sent me though, she said, he says he blows on your baby hairs when your hair's in a bun to make you shiver. I cannot, because whenever I'm out working on the van and my hair's in a bun, I always go, because I think there's a bug on my neck, because I feel someone blow on my neck and there's clearly no one out there, so I freak out. I'm like, okay, it must be a bug crawling on me, but there's never anything there. So the fact that she said that, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. The other thing she said is that he follows me down my hallway at night, basically chasing me, making fun of me, like making faces and stuff. But the thing is, for the past like year, I have sprinted down my hallway at night. I start walking, but by the end, I'm sprinting into my room because I've been telling my mom like every night, I'm like, I swear someone's chasing me in the hallway. I swear. And I make her go out in the hallway to feel it. I guess it's him apparently, but I have felt that for a year and I hate walking down the hallway at night, but now I know it's him, so it's okay. Oh, and then the other funny part about this is when Kelsey was at my house that night, he was basically knocking on the walls and apparently he was trying to scare us. And Kelsey had Lola there. And apparently, whenever he'd do it and make Kelsey jump or get scared, Lola would get super protective of Kelsey and be like, hey, don't do that. And then he would say to her, hey, you need to lighten up, like calm down. It's fun, have some fun. Okay, and then the rest of the conversation was basically us just talking, and apparently he started picking on the medium, making fun of her. But yeah, apparently he just made fun of her the rest of the time until we said goodbye. And that was basically it, but it's absolutely just insane to hear all that stuff because it's 100% the truth and how he was, and no one would have known that. Especially, I just don't hear of anyone talking about spirits who play jokes on people or who laugh at people or call them names, and that's literally who he was. He was just the biggest joker. So it was just crazy hearing someone else say that, so accurately describing him. So I believe it. This girl is absolutely so legit, and apparently him and Sam are like best friends, or he does whatever Sam says. Like, Sam's the leader basically. I guess I'm trying to say that when your loved one passes, they're still here 100%. They don't leave. They're always gonna be with you. I know it's hard to believe until you experience it, but I'm telling you, they're always here. And if you just look for the signs and just try to feel them, you'll see all the signs and you'll know they're there. So it's just crazy getting confirmation like that and just reminders like that, that it actually is real. So I hope this maybe gave you guys some hope or made you feel better about all that if you've lost anyone close to you. I'm gonna try the Necrophonic app real quick and see if anyone will come through. Hey, or Sam, are you here? What's up? Sam, are you here? Sam, yeah, are you here? Hi, are you here? Yes. Ow. Do you try to scare me at night? That was his voice. He said yeah. Sam, do you like when I talk to you on here? Did someone just knock on the wall?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who just knocked on the wall? Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye. That's crazy. I just can't. Nope. I'm gonna wrap up the video here because I feel like it's been long and drawn out. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I just had to fill you guys in on everything that has happened because it's just crazy information, so I just wanted to make a video on it. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And also be sure to go follow me on my TikTok. It's Mackie Albertson, and I also have a spooky TikTok with all of this stuff on it, which is Mackie Albertson Boo. So go over there and check that out. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.